This is Indiana in the Morning, presented by First Commonwealth Bank on the Voice of Indiana County, WCCS 101.1 FM and AM 1160. And it's time now for an interview brought to you by Marcus & Mack, a law firm representing injured people. And, of course, it is time for our monthly school visit with Clint Weimer, the superintendent of the Marion Center School District, and he's joining us by phone today. Clint, how are you doing today?
Great. Good morning, Josh.
Good to hear from you once again. And I know that this is busy times over at the schools, not just Marion Center, but all the schools in the Indiana County area, because I took a look at the calendar. Standardized testing. Oh, boy, that always made me nervous. I don't know about you.
Well, we work and prepare our students all year long. We just ask them to do their best, but a lot of effort goes into it. And many of the students are used to it, but some, again, as always, a lot of work goes into it, so there is some anxiety leading up to that day. But we're confident we did well this year, and we're proud of our students.
I'm sure you are. You're proud on a lot of different fronts, I would say. But, again, this is the next 3 days from what I'm seeing. AP testing, Keystone testing, a lot of that going on to make sure that not just the kids are getting the education, and that's being shown, but also from the AP testing, it sounds like putting kids in classes that are going to give them a little bit more rigor if they need it.
Absolutely. I mean, this time of year is not only our state testing, and we've been working on it now through district segments for the last couple of weeks, but we don't want to forget about our high-stakes AP testing that provides our students opportunities for college credits as usual if they pass the test, and then just try to prepare them for the next step in life as they move beyond our walls.
And that's coming up, too, the end of the school year, I believe, coming up on June 2nd, so
right.
A couple weeks from now. So as the school year is winding down, aside from the testing, what are some of the other things that you as a superintendent are focusing on?
Well, we're getting, first and foremost, for seniors, we're preparing for graduation. Tentatively, we're trying to have it outdoors, of course, at our stadium, pending weather. If we're getting a bad weather day, around noon, we'll get all the information out and fall back to our auditorium. Prom just wrapped up on Friday night. Everything went well there.
Well, that's good to hear.
Of course, I heard you reference the athletics, and our students are doing well on all fronts, and it's playoff season, and the excitement's pretty high here at Marion Center.
Yeah, I imagine it is for the high school baseball team. It is the Heritage Conference Championships tonight down at First Commonwealth Bank Field. And Marion Center has had an amazing season, a perfect 10-0 in the conference, and just win after win after win. But these students are working hard, not just in the athletic fields, but it sounds like they're working hard in the classroom too, which I think is the important part. And the students being able to get that balance in there, pretty important.
Absolutely, like you said, it is a balance. The rigor of the education and making sure the students are performing academically is of utmost importance, but it makes me really proud to see that our students are able to find that balance and be successful with our extracurricular also, because, again, having my own children of that age, I know the kind of work it takes to perform in the classroom and on the athletic field.
So we're talking with Clint Weimer this morning here on Indiana in the Morning. It's 8:51. Clint, also coming up as far as things that are on the horizon for a superintendent, let's get away from the academic side of things and get more to the business side of the district. So budget season has arrived, and from what it looks like, a lot of districts have been able to hold the line on property taxes. What has been the anticipation for Marion Center for this year? Have you been able to try to get things down so where there's no tax increase or just a minimal tax increase for the district residents?
Well, tonight we will have further discussion on our budget. I think you hit the nail right on the head, Josh. We have avenues to provide no tax increase or as you said, a minimal. It's hard to predict. I'm always thinking 2 years down the road. Mm-hmm. Nobody likes to see a tax increase, so I provide as many options as I can for our board to make the best decision possible for our taxpayers.
So there's a lot of options on the table. That will be discussed tonight as part of the work session then?
Yes, absolutely. We have several different options that will balance our budget and try to set us up for success in the years to come.
You mentioned that you try to think of this 2 years down the road even, so it sounds like you're playing I'm not meaning to put this in a jovial light in any sort of way, but I compare it to playing chess, trying to think 2 or 3 moves ahead of your opponent. And in this case, the opponent is the budget, the financial needs of the district.
Absolutely. That's one of the opponents, and the other opponent is definitely the state and how they fund public education. And as you know, any change in regime in Harrisburg kind of throws you another curveball trying to predict how things will be funded in the future. Mm-hmm. But again, Mr. Martini has been doing this for years. He's a wealth of resources, and we learn from the past, and we try to make our best educational decisions moving forwards. And we're usually pretty darn close, just as all our neighbors and all of my peers are going through the same situation. There is no crystal ball to know where we'll be at in 2 years. So first and foremost, we do the best we can for our students in the upcoming year, and like I said, try to set us up for success down the road.
What are some other things that you and the school board are looking into as far as tonight's planning meeting is concerned?
One of the things that is on the horizon here for us at Marion Center is having our ceremony for Mr. Don Sainer. We named our high school gymnasium after him. So on the 21st, which is this Saturday at 1 o'clock,
okay,
we're going to have a ceremony officially displaying the tentative sign that is going to be on the high school gymnasium. So we're pretty excited about having the community come out to support Mr. Sainer and the naming of our gym on the 21st. That's a fairly large discussion item for tonight, mm-hmm, and an event moving forward here Saturday for us.
We'll talk about Mr. Sainer for a minute, for listeners who are not familiar with him.
Mr. Sainer's been in our district for 50-plus years, spent his whole career, 40-some years teaching, and then ever since then he's been serving as our assistant athletic director. He's the face of our events here at Marion Center. He even announced the prom on Friday night. Does a great job as the assistant AD, mentoring our students, and just representing Marion Center. Wherever Don's needed, he's there and supporting of our kids and the pride here we have at Marion Center. It's a well-deserved recognition, naming the gym after Mr. Sainer. And again, he's a resource here at Marion Center that has been here forever and has no intention of going away, that's for sure.
Yeah. It's great to be able to honor a long-time employee and supporter, and as you said, wealth of knowledge when it comes to not just athletics but to the district itself. So I think that's an honor well worth it there, Clint. So thanks very much for sharing that with us, and we hope that things go well. You said that's going to be Saturday, 1 o'clock. Is that going to be open to the public?
Yes, it is.
Excellent.
Yes, it is.
Excellent. So everybody can get out there and get a chance to see it. So
get out there, congratulate Dawn, and be part of the afternoon.
So what else? And now that we're going into the summer months and we're going into summer break for the students, this does not mean the district is sitting back on its laurels. There's constant planning, I would assume, even going on now or even a few months prior as to the curriculum for the next school year. I'm sure that you and a lot of the teachers are taking a look at that curriculum.
Absolutely. The scheduling process is underway in our high school and our elementary. Make sure we have our staff aligned with the needs of our students and continue to develop our curriculum, make changes where we see student need. As we move through the summer, we'll continue to make sure we have our schedule and our staffing all fine-tuned to where they need to be. We're going to run a 5-week summer program also.
Oh, cool.
For our students and provide transportation for them to get here. That's grades up to 8th grade. So we have a lot going on this summer, and a couple small projects. We're doing an air quality project will be installed this summer, and also our district, we're getting a new PA system for announcements and bell schedule and so forth. So it's going to be a busy summer here on campus, but again, we're looking forward to it, and you hate to switch gears, but we're getting very close to focusing on next year and being prepared for our students to come back on the campus.
Right. Clint, we're just about out of time, but thank you very much for joining us this morning here on Indiana in the Morning. I hope everything goes well on Saturday and for the rest of the school year. And as far as baseball tonight goes, go Stingers.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you. Clint Weimer, Superintendent of the Marion Center School District, joining us this morning here on Indiana in the Morning. Our interview presented by Marcus and Mack, a law firm representing injured people.